I hate this game. Why? Why? It's Archipelago. Alright, so Archipelago is naturally a slower map. There are some cases where Archipelago can be a bit faster, but in most cases it is a slow map. Pick up as much flint as I can. Shovel. Shovel is relevant, even though Maxwell doesn't need the sanity regen, he does need the health. So I'm going to shovel out the blue mushrooms in the nearby area. Still need... Okay, I'm going to hang around here for a little bit, because this map is going to be a slower map anyway. Maybe not like 10 days slow, but still somewhat slow. And this map is one of the two maps that requires you to actually have really thorough exploration. So for every map previous to this one, prior to this one, you saw me exploring the edges of the world mostly, and sometimes filling it in, especially if I get a signal. For this map, it's a little bit different than that. You actually have to fill in the map pretty thoroughly, because the only way to get around this map is to go through wormholes. And wormholes appear on the map like this little thing here, as big as a tree. So if you don't find a wormhole, then you get stuck. Archipelago, like the name suggests, is a series of islands. It's like main island, and then a couple more islands surrounding it. That's how the map is laid out. Usually I would recommend you to make a pickaxe with the flint, because once you make a pickaxe with the flint, it means that you can comfortably renew this flint every time you find a rock resource to mine. But because I brought the golden pickaxe again, I can make the shovel with the flint I have and not really worry about anything. So make a backpack for extra storage. Pick up flint, it's still somewhat relevant. I didn't pre-build, did I? Well, I made a mistake. I guess I was so into explaining the thought process behind leaving King of Winter that I forgot to pre-build my campfire. I have a fire pit still, so it's not a big problem. But anyway, I'm gonna... Actually, no, I'm not gonna build a fire. I don't want a fire. Alright, so that's one wormhole. The main island does not have any of the things, so you don't have to worry about using this. Although, if you do stay around the edges, you may pick up a signal from another island nearby. And that's actually relevant information sometimes. Let's say I take this wormhole and I teleport here. And I got a signal from over here. Well, chances are the thing that I'm looking for will be close to the wormhole. So, when you get into a situation like that, then that's when it's relevant to get a signal from off the island. But what you need to do for Archipelago is just explore the edges of every island and then fill it in accordingly. It's a map that you have to be very thorough on, or else you end up wasting a lot of time and sanity. So if you miss something on any island and you leave the island, then it costs 15 sanity per trip. Every time you enter a wormhole, you lower your sanity. So if you go to and from a certain area, you lower your sanity multiple times if you have to do that. Basically, round trips are not nice. So what I'm doing right now is just exploring the edges of this world to see how big it is. I have the 2 pieces of meat from the previous map. The 2 pieces of meat are used for this, the hand bat. But if I can find a tentacle spike on the ground, I can hold off on making the hand bat and use the meat as food. So that's part of the versatility of bringing meat from the previous map, even though I only had 2. The marsh biome is a very good source of food. These worms are walking food, basically. When you dig up mushrooms, be careful. If there are tentacles nearby, you're going to get a surge of sanity reduction. For Maxwell, I think it's very it's less, but you get to see the number, the arrow going up again because he regenerates the sanity he loses from the nearby insanity aura that tentacles produce. So, in most cases, if you're playing with the character, the sanity will start dropping because there's a tentacle there. But for Maxwell, it's not, like, it doesn't drop until you're very close to it, because that's how the insanity aura works. So just keep an eye on your sanity if you're walking through a marsh biome. And the best tip for walking through a marsh biome is to never stop moving. The moment you stop moving, you're vulnerable to attacks. Tentacles take a couple seconds to actually hit you. Like this guy, walking slowly, well, he just got slapped by a tentacle, and now they're in a war. The endless war between worms and tentacles continues once more. So I'm almost around the edges of this island. Once I'm finished with that, I'm going to fill in the middle. So far I have 2 wormholes. You can get, like, what is it, 4 or 5 wormholes? Basically you can get every single wormhole that you need to finish the map on this first island, but it, from my experience, is less common than just having 2 or 3 wormholes, which is the regular amount, I would say. I think you can still get 1 wormhole at times. I'm going to do safe exploration and just weave in this way towards areas that I already have comfortable exploration of. I say comfortable because half of this is the grassland biome. That's what I mean. If it's not the grassland biome, it's the marsh biome, which is really dangerous. Careful when you light these things on the ground, and also when you see stuff on the ground to pick up. There's a reason why there's something dead on the ground, because there's something that killed it. So if you go to pick up the loot on the ground, the items on the ground, the loot is this game. The items on the ground, if you go to pick them up, you might get slapped, so be careful of that. You can do full-on flickering in this area, but you get less vision from that, because for flickering, you only get the vision from your torch. And the torch vision is very low, compared to if you burn something with the torch. Flickering is just turning your light on and off like this. It's to get away from Charlie. So if Charlie hisses, you just double tap it and then you flicker her away because she's scared of light. In this area, I'm okay with just flickering. I can flicker throughout the entire area. It doesn't really matter because I have armor on, especially. But it's still safer to get more vision when you're in the marsh biome, because the marsh biome is a dangerous biome. So I'm about to enter the marsh biome. And also, just a side note, because this is adventure mode, it's not survival. I just heard something come out of the ground. Yeah, tentacle. You don't have to worry about burning non-movable resources like reeds. If you burn reeds in survival mode, you are committing a really terrible crime. Don't do it. But in adventure mode, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to be here for long anyway. It's only a temporary map for you to survive for a while in. So for butterflies, if you see a butterfly and you want to kill it, just wait until it lands on something and then you force attack it by pressing Control and then F. There was something dead on the ground. There's a tentacle that killed it. Butterflies restore a lot of health and a good amount of hunger. So they're really strong items, healing items. And speaking of healing items, I guess the fish, I should talk about that. Ooh. If there's a tentacle spike, it means the spiders won, so there's probably no tentacles left. Most likely. But you still want to be careful. The fish you can actually eat without cooking. Most meat, if you, let's say I take this frog leg, it drops your sanity. But fish doesn't actually do that. You can eat it raw, and nothing bad happens. The thing about fish is that it spoils very quickly. So it doesn't last very long, and you'll want to eat it as fast as possible. So it's probably going to be the first food you ever eat, for two reasons. Eating it before it spoils, and secondly because you don't really have time to drop a fire and cook your other meat. So you want to have something readily available to eat. And that's why you eat the fish first. This map is really tedious. We'll see what happens once I explore the entirety of this area more thoroughly, not leaving the fog of war up if possible. Unless it's like a thin area like this. The wormholes are about that big, so there's no chance for a wormhole to be here. Just continue on the other way. Eventually, once I finish filling in this black area, I'm going to walk over here, if there's no other wormholes. Looking at it right now, there's still a chance for there to be wormholes here, but it's very unlikely. Walk in a zigzag shape if you do encounter tentacles, and they kind of block your way. Kind of like what happened there. Never walk back, never backtrack into them, because they'll be ready to slap you. Just keep moving forward like this. Like that, something like that. It's not really too relevant, actually, but for that situation, I guess was a relevant thing to say. Zigzagging is more of a mobbing technique. Zigzagging and circling around. I have an episode of the tutorial series that kind of explains it. The first combat episode explains it a little bit. The second one explains it a little further. But more or less, it's just to sync the enemy's attack animation. At least for mobbing mobile mobs. That's kind of funny. Mobile. Mob actually means mobile. Mobs that move. Not mobs that are stationary like tentacles. It's just a good pattern of moving around to get used to. It's not completely necessary, but it can be useful. So right now I need to look for inventory space. What item will I keep with me? Which items will I remove? Which items will I eat? I'm going to eat the berries. I'm going to go through this wormhole. Hope for no killer bees. Hope I went in the right direction. This is the... Oh, there's a box thing right there. There's a forest biome, so there could also be killer bees here. Let's see. So, there's a box thing here. This wormhole, I don't know where it goes, but I'm hoping that the wooden thing is here, and that the four things are on this island. Well, one of the things are here, but the other wormholes that are on this island will lead to the other four things, so I don't have to go back and forth. Just check again in case there's something else here. Basically impossible for that to happen, but just in case. And then head towards the... killer bees! Of course, my favorite. Head towards the edge of this island and continue to explore it, because you need to find the wormhole that's here. I'm going to go with the safe route first. It's about to be nighttime. and I don't want to walk through killer bees at nighttime. Killer bees are one of the few things in the game that I would recommend you avoid by dropping a campfire. It's okay to drop a campfire near killer bees. But in most cases, I would tell you, don't ever drop a campfire unless you have a lot to do at nighttime. Because you want to efficiently use that time at night to do something important. Damn, this is actually very bad. Well, I still have more to fill in, so I'm not quite done here yet. But I guess that makes it worse, because once night rolls over, I have to go somewhere. And I have 2 spiders aggroed on me right now. I don't think there can be a wormhole there. I'm just gonna go there anyway, though. Keep an eye on my meat. It's gonna spoil very soon. Which means I'm probably not gonna eat the meat. I'm probably just gonna eat the fish right now. And the meat will eventually turn into a hand bat, I guess. Still more for me to explore here. You basically have to fill in everything, because you want to find the wormholes on the map. And the wormholes could be hidden in the fog of war. Nighttime is going to roll around very soon. I can actually make the bees and spiders fight. This is how you do it. Normally, bees and spiders don't aggro onto each other. But once the bees are released, they'll attack anything nearby them, which includes spiders. So you can hear them fighting each other. I'm going to stick around my little buddy here, the gnome, for the rest of the night. Because there are a lot of bees and spiders nearby, and I don't want to burn down the forest right now. So if I didn't drag the bees out of their hives, then any spiders that actually walk up here would not trigger the hives. But once you trigger them, they fight. I wonder if this is going to burn down the forest. I don't think it will. It's really scary, though. It's really close. I might just flicker in place and use the fireflies here. Oh, this one might. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Alright, so there are no spider nests nearby, but there could be spiders walking around, so I need to be careful. Normally, I wouldn't suggest doing this. This is a really big waste of time. But I need to go through a killer bee grassland biome, and I need to have daylight so I can actually, see where I'm going. You can hear a spider around this area. I believe you can mouse over them as well. So if there's anything in that area, you can see it like this. You can see with your cursor, basically. Oh, no, you can't. I lied. Really can't see it? I guess not. It works for shadow creatures. I guess it doesn't work for spiders. Never have to do this. It's something that's just really uncommon to do. This unorthodox night survival right here. Alright, so I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to circle around this entire area, and hopefully find a wormhole. There's a chance for there to be no wormhole, which means that this wormhole here, down here, this one leads to multiple wormholes that have the other things in it. There are a number of really bad situations that RNG can throw at you on this map. Sometimes you need to walk through like 5 wormholes, back and forth, I should say, just to reach your goal. So you're essentially nuking all of your sanity. So you can see why all these bees, why I don't like this biome. Going through it at nighttime is very dangerous. I believe the signal got audibly louder. I couldn't really tell because of the bees, So there could be something very close to this edge. My goal is to find a wormhole in this area, which means I need to fill in everything eventually. And that means that... Oh, jeez. The walking cane becomes very useful, so... It's a very, very good item in adventure mode. Not just to explore, but to get away from these stupid bees. There's a set piece right there, some items. Fortunately, I don't actually need that thing, the pickaxe. I have my golden one. Alright, so I don't think there's anything there. I'm gonna walk up though. Nothing there. I'm gonna cut through the middle again. I'm gonna finish exploring this area. That's a bit tight. So I'm gonna circle around. The middle was a bit tight. It's looking like this has no other wormhole, which means that the other wormhole on the main island actually has everything I need. So, I guess it's fine this way, because I found the box thing, not the wooden thing. If the wooden thing were here, and everything else was over here, through this wormhole, then that means I would have to go back through this wormhole, come out here, go into this wormhole, enter a bunch of wormholes, find all the things, go all the way back through all the wormholes, and then go back here. So, it's a good thing that the box thing was here, and not any other thing. It's also a good thing that I got spawned in the forest rather than in the grassland. When you get spawned in the grassland, you have less information, so because I explored this entire box in this area, I knew the edges, where the edges were, where the biome ends, so I can kind of estimate the actual size of this area and make decisions because of that. Unfortunately, I have to leave now. Or maybe it's fortunately. Yeah, I'll go with fortunately, I have to leave now. Alright, so nothing here. I don't think there's anything there. I'm pretty sure there's nothing there. Ooh, the silk is actually useful. I'm gonna grab the silk. Oh, I got greedy there. I was so greedy. I was so close to a kill. I say I was close to a kill because when you hit a spider, it cancels their attack and stun locks them. So if you get the attack off, then the kill is basically guaranteed. Alright, so back through the wormhole and now go the other way. I do need more silk though. I'm looking to make about 8 to 10 is fine. 6 is fine as well, actually. But I like the comfortable 8 to 10. And chances are I'll get more silk. Like, I might even get silk here by walking through the marsh biome. Because, yeah, fighting. Marsh biome's all about fighting between spiders, worms, and tentacles. The spiders basically always win, though. They lose the battle and win the war because they keep on respawning eventually. Whereas tentacles don't respawn. Tentacles always win the battle because they're the strongest, unless they get completely overwhelmed. But they'll lose the war because they don't respawn. The worms also respawn, so it's kind of funny that way. I heard that oh my god, there are 3 wormholes in this very area. That's bad RNG, actually. Because it means I have to go through this, maybe come back out, go through here, come back out, and there could be more. If you were playing a character like Weber, you would instantly nuke your sanity down to dangerous levels. Fortunately, I'm not a spider. But there are ways around that. You can check the previous Weber run on YouTube to see how. Alright, so the signal is on this side somewhere. These cactus flesh that you can pick, very good source of sanity recovery. I'm gonna grab some just in case. Not for the sanity, but for the hunger, in case I need it. Which won't be likely, but better safe than sorry. Make sure that you have armor on when you're picking cacti. They do damage you. So if you don't have armor on, you're gonna take a bit of damage. My natural instinct to go pick the cacti. Normally in survival mode, that's one of those instincts that you have. If you see cacti, it's like, oh my god, it's a gold mine. Because they're such a powerful item. You can think of them as jerky you can pick off the ground. That's how good they are. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3 wormholes here. That means everything is here. I'm gonna finish exploring the area, though. Burning cacti is also a very bad thing in survival, don't do it. But in adventure mode, it's fine. A lot of spiders here, so I want some bigger vision. Maxwell has the ability to eat items that lower his sanity without really worrying too much about it. So normally you don't want to ever eat raw meat unless you want to lower your sanity. But because Maxwell has so much regen, it doesn't really matter. You don't want to hit these spiders though, so I'm just going to play with them for a bit. Play with this one for a bit. Actually, I can just burn it. Fire's going off soon though. My other fire resource is gone too. There's lots to micromanage in this game. Just gotta keep an eye on everything. Right, so 1, 2. I came from this wormhole. There's one here. So I'm gonna go through one of these during the day. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Now here's the tough part. I have 2 of the 4 things. There are 3 wormholes left. One will give me the potato thing, one will give me the ring thing, and one will lead me to the wooden thing. This is where RNG is evil. If I choose wrong, I waste time and sanity. If I choose right, good for me. So let's see what happens. The wooden thing is the exit to the map. I always find the wooden thing in this area, actually, in a savanna biome. So I may be near the wooden thing. I'm gonna go along the edge, though. Now the good thing about the layout of this map, the wormholes of this map, is that I don't have to throw the explorer anymore. I know where all the paths are. The exploration factor of this map on adventure mode is basically to find all the paths, just like in adventure on the other maps in adventure mode. When you explore the edges and find the intersections, well, the intersections are wormholes here. So if you know where they are, it's generally okay to actually, stop your exploration. But rarely will you ever see a situation like this, where you go blah blah blah. It's so uncommon. But I think I know where it is now. What I'm looking for. It's over here somewhere. Hello, good afternoon. If only I went this way, right? Actually, wait, what? Oh my god, I made a mistake. Oops. Wait, why do I have two torches? Oh, the one I found, the set piece. Alright, so I'm just looking for the thing. I'm guessing it's the wooden thing? No, it's the ring thing. Okay, lucky, lucky. Almost messed up there. So now just head back through the wormhole and continue going through wormholes over and over again. Hopefully not too many times. Any other character would really, really dislike this. Maxwell has the privilege of recovering sanity quickly. He's just a very sane person, I guess. Signal's getting weaker, interesting. So it's probably on the other side? Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to play Shipwreck tomorrow. So I think it... Oh, it's the metal potato thing. Because I think it comes out a bit late. Alright, so that's good RNG then for me. I picked correctly. This will be the final episode of Adventure Mode, so I decided Maxwell was the appropriate character for this run. Alright, I have all the things. I picked correctly. Let's say if I did pick incorrectly and go in here. Let's say I went into this wormhole before these two. Then I would have found the wooden thing here, and I would have wanted to... Well, I would have been very sad, I guess. I'll just say that. Luckily, I didn't do that, so now I'm just going to go through there and find the wooden thing. But before I do that, though, I need to consider one last final thing on this map. And that is silk. I need a couple more pieces of silk. Come at me, spiders. I was greedy, but I don't care. Come at me. Spiders you can stun lock really easily. If you hit them, they stop attacking, you interrupt their attack animation. So they're really easy to kite. You can also mob them really easily. So I've got 3 with me, the other 2 will de-aggro. Oh, I guess only 2 of them followed. If they walk up to you single file like that, it's really easy. Then it's really easy to kite them. But if they walk at you all together, it's a little bit harder. Just want one more piece of silk. Alright, that's good enough. So next map, I'm gonna make a bug net. I'm gonna drop my alchemy engine that I pre-built on the first or second map, I believe. Then I'm gonna make a miner hat for darkness. Just keep my eyes peeled. So the wooden thing is pretty close. Went the wrong way. Burning stuff, I mentioned earlier, gives you bigger vision, so there we go, I found it. Recover all my stats before I leave. Don't need this. And I want to approach on the side of... Oh, they're fighting. Interesting. The clockworks are actually fighting with something. I'll wait until daytime, though, before I actually leave the map. Because I need actual vision to decide how I'm going to approach properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach on the side of the knights because they're melee. I don't want to approach near the bishops because they'll try and snipe me. And I'm going to drop the 4 things on top of the wooden thing, drop the divining rod into the slot, unlock it, activate the UI, and then run away. And then once I lose aggro, if they're not... Okay, they're not even aggro onto me, so I can just run there anyway, no matter what. They're not gonna attack me because they're more interested in the tentacle. But if they were interested in me, then I would have to run back and forth a couple times. So I'd have to do this. UI pops up and goes down. And then head back there a second time. Drop all the items I want to bring to the next map. So it's going to be the spider stuff, big stuff. Oh, they're actually going to aggro onto me now because the tentacle died, I think. Be careful of that. Good thing is the knight, and I believe the bishop here is dead as well. So this area is safe for me to stay in. I just gotta think for a second. Spider drops. Spider drops. Pickaxe again. Pig drops, spider drops, walking cane. Pickaxe again. This pickaxe is really strong. It's a really strong item for adventure mode. Because it allows you to renew rock resources, and rock resources are really useful. Alright, I think that's the best decision. Shall we?